They say Madness March cannot be replaced. They say doing it again is something to fear. We're here to say that was only a taste because the Slackers are finally here. This pod comes shining from the west down to the east. Every Tuesday in all of March, Checkered Cast will be released.
Oh, well, what the fuck you doing in your life these days? Oh, well, what the fuck you doing with yourself? Oh, well, what the fuck you doing in your life these days? Oh, well, what the fuck you doing with yourself?
What up, Checkerheads? Welcome to Checkered Past, the Ska'd Cast with Celine and Rob. The show where buckle in. The show where a better late than never had to knock on wood.
Whoa.
And live at Ernesto's Knees and Toes. Live at Ernesto's Knees and Toes. That's how you skank at ska shows. Explore the history and impact of a different band each episode. Hope to bring in new fans along the way. I'm Disco Rob, and this is my sister and co-host, Lord Salego.
Okay, so let's back it up.
No, we have a great guest today, and I'm embarrassed you watched me do
What
that.
was the Ernesto thing?
Live at Ernesto's is a live album by the Slackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then where does the knees and toes?
That's just funny.
Come? That's
I thought it was hilarious when I wrote it. Joey liked it.
Joey really liked
I liked it.
Agent
A
Joe
lot.
is here.
I'm here.
Are you on mic today, Joe, or am I going to kick you off?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
does Joe does Joey get a vote?
Yeah, Joey gets votes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
Joey
you
gets
should be
votes
on.
all day.
Then I'm here. I
Okay.
guess.
Maybe you'll be tiebreaker, actually. That makes more sense.
That does make more
Yeah.
sense.
So you'll break ties. Okay, get off the mic, Joe.
Bye.
How you doing, Celine?
Good.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
think
you
I
have
have
a
a Celinit. Do I have a Celinit? Has any? I've been okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a Celinit.
Yeah. you
I'm gonna
should.
take a
Take a Celinit.
Celinit.
Take all the Celinits you need.
Celinit. When all you got is a minute, we're in it. It's Celinit.
That actually is close to being what you did the last time.
I know,
think you've,
that's shocking.
Nailed it. Yeah.
I've nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in my Vanderpump Rules era. So I've been going from like season 1, ep 1.
Sure.
And I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I mean, I think there's a lot going on in the world and it's nice to numb out, but I just like cannot stop like shoving it into my eyeballs. Yeah, I just can't get enough of it. It's dumb.
It's
But it's hot, delicious
mic,
garbage. That's nice.
What is it about it?
Disassociate. I don't know. I think a lot of time with reality TV is like I'm so scared of confrontation and like these people are so confrontational. So I think it's kind and I also just like am fascinated by people.
See.
Like I just think it's like a
Those aren't-
sociology experiment.
And so you think these people are like actual living
apparently
real
Vanderpump
people?
Rules, especially in the early season,
Okay.
is like their own real drama. They're all actors
What the hell?
model
does that-
actors.
Oh, yes, got it.
in Beverly Hills, and
Okay.
I also love Lisa Vanderpump.
You do?
Yeah, I mean,
She's
I'm sure
fine.
she's problematic. There's definitely, I will say, going back on it, knowing what we know now, there's like a very like it's a lot of white people, and there's like when there are black people on the show, they don't treat them the same, and that's not great. But she does love the LGBTQ community.
Great.
So that's something. Yeah, that's literally, I think. Oh, and yeah, no, I won't say anything about my business.
Okay.
I don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we might be moving to a bigger space.
I love it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
We put in an intent of offer to lease.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
In the same building as Dorinku on White.
Nice. Japanese restaurant in Edmonton.
Yes. No, everyone
Yes.
knows.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, everyone knows.
That's where we go to get.
Yeah.
What do I get there? Do you go to Drinku often? They do the
I like
carbon.
the short rib.
Short ribs are unreal.
I don't like Japanese Italian fusion. I feel like
Really?
that is a
That's-
very
well, that's
like
their whole thing.
authentic
Yeah.
Japanese thing. Like I feel like
Japanese
Japanese
Ital-
people love
Yes.
the Japanese Italian
yeah, it's
fusion.
big.
And I'm sure it's just like my very white palate, but like
So you can't
I
do the
just
carbonara
don't-
udon in the skillet?
No,
No?
I like
Okay.
it. Just my brain breaks down. I'm like, I do not like the combo.
They have a bomb ramen for what it's worth. That's not.
It's very simple, but it's
just
good.
straight up. It's just straight up. Like we got a lot of ramen places here in Edmonton, but Drinku's ramen.
Yeah.
Who's this for?
Do
you
you have a
revisit-
Celinit? Do you have a Celinit?
I had a 10-course Chinese dinner last night because
That's really
for
cool.
Chinese New Year. Yeah, you're the rabbit. I'm a rabbit. So
You're a rabbit?
I'm a rabbit.
I'm
yeah.
a horse.
So it's bad luck apparently. It's for it to be your year. So I'm supposed to be praying, and wearing red underwear, I was told.
Well, get
Yeah.
on it.
I haven't been. I'm doing a bad job.
Yeah, you're doing a terrible job.
But I had to avoid a lot of seafood last night because I'm potentially allergic
Well, you've been sent to the hospital twice.
after eating seafood. Yeah.
Potentially allergic. Your denial of your allergy is truly insane. The fact that you even ate it again is wild to me.
I had jellyfish last night.
That's crazy. You're insane. You're an insane person. That's so stupid.
But it's not because I'm not anaphylactic. It's just like
I just get sent to the ER sometimes.
Yeah. It's like a sickness.
And you get down with it.
Yeah.
Every time
Ooh,
you eat shellfish, you go, ooh,
Always.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's enough of that.
yeah, let's do it. Great Celine it. And then I had a Robin it, whatever that is.
That didn't work.
We're absolutely thrilled to introduce our guest. She's a stand-up comedian and co-host of the podcast Lady to Lady, which can be found everywhere you get your pods via the Exactly Right network. Brandie Posey is here. Hi, Brandie.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Hello.
More like poo, right? If you're allergic to it. Just-
Because that 100% was happening.
Yep. Just sitting over here making notes. I was like, oh, poo, Okay, great. Perfect. So I've already
Making
contributed.
brown notes.
Brandie, you're going to fit in really well with us.
I feel great. Also, could I say that the fact that you started this podcast with a poem really charmed me. I don't know if it's a poem or a spell. It felt like it started as a poem and it kind of became a spell. And I was like, we got ska wizards. Okay, this is fun.
Rob's only practices in black magic.
Black and white magic, right?
Black and white magic.
Hey,
It was right there.
Two-tone magic.
It was right there. It's the lyrics to I Shall Be Released, which I was told I should learn to sing, and I decided not to.
You
For
keep
the
failing.
fourth time in a row, I've decided not to learn how to sing it. And maybe that's because I was too embarrassed because we have actual people on this podcast. But welcome. We're happy to have you. Our first question is the question we start with everybody. What is your history with ska music, your checkered past, if you will?
Okay. Do you have any sort of like What a great drop, Joey. Great job.
Beautifully edited. Seamless.
I started listening. So I'm like 39 or about to be 39. And I started listening to ska in like 97. So like 7th grade or something like that is like when I discovered I think Real Big Fish and Less Than Jake. I mean, because I'm a child of the 90s, what do you expect? Like around the same time, they were the big ones. And my family, my brother was like a BMX star growing up. So we like toured all over the country just watching him be a BMX kid. And I was like a moody little fucker that would just bring like a bunch of books and like a CD player with a bunch of Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish because I didn't want to talk to like people at the track. So I would just like be angrily just listening to ska music in the back, which is hilarious because that's like not what you would think
Angry
a ska fan is. Yeah, I just was like I was like, I'm too positive for grunge. Like, that's like not going to be my vibe. I do like flannel, but I like dancing too. And I was always a marching band kid too. So I very much, I don't know, ska and like moody ska especially became my thing. Like I really enjoyed
an angst to it. Yeah, there's definitely an angst to it.
Extremely angsty, you know. Yeah, that's like kind of where I started. My first show was in 1998 at the 930 Club in DC, and it was Teen Heroes, Zebrahead, and Real Big Fish.
Nice. Do you still keep up with Zebrahead? Because they're
Whether
still
I want
going.
to or not.
Didn't we do a trombonist?
We did a trombonist.
You did a
with it.
trombonist.
Yeah,
I
we
wasn't
did it
there.
because they have a lot of ska songs.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, yeah.
We dropped
Totally.
trombonist like you would have any idea. That's just our bonus episodes.
Yeah, it's implied.
It's implied.
Yeah.
Context clues. She could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
You seem like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
smart lady. Anyway, so it was Real Big Fish, Zebrahead, and Teen Heroes.
Teen
Yeah,
Heroes,
called
yeah.
Teen Heroes, who
Yeah.
I've not heard of before or since, but I remember enjoying them. But yeah, they were freaking great. I got a Real Big Fish work shirt that had like Ronnie
Oh my
from
God,
Ronnie's
work
body shirt
shirts.
was the front, and it was like my favorite
like
shirt.
fake mechanic shirts.
Yes.
That was.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that. That's. Do you still have it?
Oh yeah, I still have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've
I
one
got
from
my-
them.
actual work shirt signed by a ska band because I brought it with me to Warp Tour one year. And so I
Hell
have a
yeah.
Big D in the kids table signed my shirt. I still have it. And I'm a robot. I think we've mentioned that on the pod before, but yeah, that's weird.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So what happened after that show?
Just got deeper and deeper into like you know, I'd be like, okay, who are these guys? Who do they tour with? Like, and I would just kind of expand the little ska web from there. And also being from thank you.
Have we scobwebbed before? That's good.
Yeah.
That's much better than what you
Scobweb?
Yeah, scobweb.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Like
good,
Scobweb.
actually.
Sorry, I'm not home right now. Walking in the scobwebs. I guess that doesn't.
Oh.
Sorry, I ruined it.
It's already
Please
a thing.
continue.
No. It's about the amount of ska that she does now, so that's okay. Yeah, and I just like I'm DC, like you have pie tasters and stuff. I became a huge pie tasters fan. I would see them all the
Yep.
time. And then all my money in high school and college basically went to shows like that. Like I moved to Philly for college, and then like everybody that came through I could also see within like from Philly, within 3 hours, you can get to Baltimore, DC, New York, New Jersey, and within 5, you could also hit Boston. So, like, anytime that like my favorite bands would come through town, I could just see them like 4 nights in a row after classes and stuff. So, that's basically what I did for 4 years while I lived there.
That's
So
fun.
are you
Yeah.
an East Coast ska fan more so than West Coast, or where do you land there?
I mean, I don't really differentiate. I mean, like Ruby
Nice.
Fish was my first true love. Loved them. But I just saw more East Coast stuff. But I mean,
Did
I remember the
you
first
just really
time.
asked her
Yeah.
Crips or Bloods? You just really
Crips and-
asked her Crips
yeah.
or Bloods?
Yeah.
I live in California now, so I'm not really going to answer that question, considering where my current zip code is. But yeah, no, I mean, I loved it all, and like in Philly, like the ska community was also very, very fun and like cool, and like I loved seeing the same people at shows. There was this guy that he seemed angry, but I never talked to him. But I always called him Scaldo because he always wore like a red and yellow or a red and white striped shirt, and you would just like
Nice.
catch him in the pit sometimes, just angrily skanking by himself. So I love
He
the
sounds like
little
a treasure. We must protect him at all costs.
Oh, exactly. I was like, I don't need to break the mystique of Scaldo. He can just be out there.
No, you don't want to. Then he'll become some like weird creep. I mean,
Yes.
we don't know. I shouldn't put that on him. That seems to be what happened.
There was a vibe.
I was just thinking that. I was like, we talk about a lot that, like, especially for me, I can relate to that. Like, live ska shows are like
Mhm.
what sold me. Like the vibes and the energy, and it's like punk rock but positive, and you can dance to it, and like it's a pretty like good community. Yeah, I feel like ska shows always sell it.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking like Philadelphia, I feel like would be a fun ska scene. Have we talked about? We've brought up Philly ska.
Well, we had
before.
Catbite on the
That's
show.
yeah, duh.
And
Yes.
and Ruder Than You is from
Yeah, I
Philly.
feel
They're
like
great.
Philly. I don't know why. I'm like that seems like it would be a fun ska scene. It sounds like it was pretty active when you were going. If you were going to that many shows,
Yeah, I mean, we had a ton of venues that. I mean, because it's like if you're hitting New York, which everybody does, Philly is literally like an hour and a half away. So it's just it was just so easy for people to tack it on. So yeah, you'd see people all the time, and I mean, and there was also it's also a cheap city to live in. It's more expensive now, but at the time you could get like a row house, like a 3-story row house for like 3 people could each have their own story, and they'd be paying like $400 a month or something. So like a lot of bands would just
lots
like
of
be
artists
living there.
then.
Yes,
Yeah.
ton of artists living in Philly at
Yeah.
the time, and
That's
so it was
cool.
just a very cool, very vibrant, awesome city to like come up in and just see people in. It was great.
is it still like that? Is it still like a pretty like, or is it like
It
kind
is.
of priced out?
It's more
people?
expensive than that, but it's still
Yeah.
cheaper than a lot of other cities. I mean, during like lockdown, a lot of New Yorkers moved down to Philly.
I believe it.
Yeah, so that kind of drove the prices up a little bit, but it's still like relatively affordable. But
That's just very comparable to like Montreal here. Like it was like a
Mhm.
really, really cheap place to live, and it's kind of price. And so like tons, basically like all the musicians and artists move out there just
Yeah.
because they can afford to live, and there's more social services and grants. And now
Mhm.
that like landscape has changed,
That's what the
especially
Planet
post-COVID.
Smashers
The-
said
yeah,
when they
the
were
Planet
on.
Smashers
Yeah,
said
they're
that.
like it's really tough to live there now.
So it just sounds like a similar kind of tale, but yeah, it sounds like it was a blast.
yeah, it was fucking awesome. I loved because Philly is also like it's a fun ass East Coast city. It's kind of small, but you can like bike from one end to the other in like an hour and a half, and like it's just it just felt like being in what like a city in the movies feels like in a lot of ways. And like I grew up in like the suburbs of Baltimore basically, and like Baltimore is like really fun but like a little bit rougher, so I just didn't go to the city as much. But it was just like, I treasure my years there, because also like you like the bands would come and just like hang out. Like the thing that blew my mind, especially growing up too, is that like these people that were my favorite musicians, like you could just bullshit with them at a bar after a show or whatever. Like that blew my mind. I'm always like fascinated by people that like Beyonce is like their favorite performer, and I'm like, yeah, but you'll like never talk to her. Like I don't know.
Like,
would
you
you-
have a
even
beer
real?
with Beyonce. You can't smoke
Yeah.
a blunt with Beyonce.
And would you want to? Like, I don't know
No.
if that would be the best
Tiffany
conversation.
Haddish did, and you'd have to sign so many NDAs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 celebrities talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. I just always felt like I loved like the scene in the community, because it felt like you mattered to them and like they mattered to you, kind of in a very symbiotic way, which was always really I always
That's
loved that,
nice.
and
Yeah.
it's also something that I've always like brought to my comedy career too. Like I feel very much like there's an interesting chunk of comedians that kind of came up in like DIY, like ska and punk and everything, and we like kind of approach our careers in a different way than a lot of people who kind of like came up through the club system or something.
And
we're
we
much-
often talk about that, comedy ska connection.
oh yeah,
Comedy and ska, I feel like, goes hand in hand too. A lot of comedians are into ska.
A lot?
I don't
I
know.
don't
It
know.
seems like it.
more
The
than
ones
more
we
than you
listen to.
think, more than
Scott
you
Aukerman,
think too.
Jordan Morris.
Yeah, it's true.
Scott Aukerman.
I'm
Jordan
going to-
Morris.
I'm seeing Littlest
Brandie
Man Band.
Posey.
I'm seeing Littlest Man Band with Jordan in like a month and a half or something.
Are you going to SBI Fest? We're performing at a festival with Littlest Man Band.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
And when we're doing a our first live podcast.
Exciting.
So your podcast came out of a live show, correct? So
Yeah.
what was the impetus of your podcast? Because it's been going on for quite a while. How did that all start?
Yeah. So Lady to Lady is myself, Barbara Gray, and Tess Barker. We're 3 female comics. So we always started in LA together, just doing mics and stuff. And we were like riffing outside of a show one time about doing like a real fucked up version of The View, like called Lady to Lady, like man to man. We're like, oh, it's a stupid name for something. And so we were like, oh, let's like do like a weird talk show thing. So we got like a black box theater that like, asked us if we wanted to do it. And we did, I think 2 or 3 monthly shows. And then our friend David, who was like producing it for us, he was like, you guys should think about podcasting because your chemistry is really good. It would be easy. And you can like work on your banter more than like once a month. And we were like, yeah, okay, that sounds fun. Like I listened to a few at that point, like Jimmy Pardo and things like that. And I was like, yeah, we could do that. And we just started and immediately we're like, oh, this is fun. And it's so much easier than like killing ourselves for a show that 30 people come to if we are lucky. Like we used to do our live show, like has like big set pieces and we'd write this like sketch that ran throughout the whole thing. And like we'd hire like weird Craigslist talent and stuff too. Like we really like would go all out for it. We were like, oh, podcasting is so much easier than that. Let's just do that for 10 years.
And people love it. I don't know. I always have a podcast on.
Yeah.
I love my friends that don't know I exist. I love my one-sided friendships.
And so like what I'm always curious with the podcasting is like how did all the lockdowns and like COVID impact your podcast? And was it positive, negative? Like how did it work out for you?
I think like we hadn't done any Zoom podcasting before that at all. We'd always been in person for the most part. I think maybe once or twice we'd done online, but we moved online, and now we just still even predominantly do online just because I think so many guests, especially bigger guests, are so much more used to it. And they're like, I'm not coming to a house. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like it's fun. It's like when we've done them in person, the energy is so much more electric because it just feels better in person. I know like on our 400th episode, because every 100 episodes of Lady to Lady, we also have French Stewart from Third Rock from the Sun as our guest.
Sure.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fun.
weirdly become friends with him because like Barbara was like her like celebrity crush growing up, basically. We
She just couldn't handle those squinty eyes.
oh yeah,
She's
exactly.
like, keep them closed, baby. Keep them closed. I just want to see a slit of your eyeball.
Exactly. He's like sexy but harmless. Like that's
Oh,
his whole
absolutely.
vibe.
Oh, for sure. I get it. You don't have to tell me.
I know. French is a little, but we've like become weirdly friends with. Like we hit it off with him immediately with the first time we had him on, and Barbara was like, "I have a letter that I wrote to you as a teenager. This is weird. I'm going to read it on the podcast and embarrass myself." And he was like, "This is the best thing ever. You're weird. This is great." Like he's a blast.
Amazing.
So like during lockdown, the only episode we did in person was our 400th episode. We had French like come to Tessa's backyard, and the four of us sat at like four corners of a table, and it was just like immediately the energy came back in a way that it was like, oh my god, wow, I forgot how fun this actually is to do in person. Not that the shows on Zoom aren't as fun. Like they're fun, and it's a great tool to be able to have to like, it's opened us up to, you know, bigger guests and things like that just for convenience. But you know, it's nice. It's like I feel like people that we were already had like a parasocial relationship really doubled down in an even bigger way during lockdown. You know, and I'm thankful. It's like I've heard from a lot of people who, especially people that lived alone, you know, who were like, I literally didn't see anybody for a year and a half, and you guys like were my Wednesday dinner date. So thank you, you know. And it's
Totally.
it's nice. It's nice. I'm glad we could like help people in any way by just being. And it was also really nice to like get to see each other once a week. Like we used to do it, we'd do 2 at a time and just do it every other week. But now we just do it weekly, and just to have like a check-in to get to kind of, you know, see people. And then having guests on, it was nice because people were like, I haven't done anything in a while. We'd stop
And everyone's
recording.
energized.
Exactly. We'd have a blast and we'd stop recording, and then they'd be like, how are you really though? What's going on?
Do you want to play Mario Kart? Like, what's happening?
Exactly.
That's how we got through COVID, was Mario Kart and Jackbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think French can hook us up with Jolo True? Did you have Jolo on the pod?
No, what's Jolo True?
He's not what?
I don't-
no,
You're not-
no, sorry, Jogolev.
Yeah.
Jogolev.
Joseph
I missed it
Gordon-Levitt.
up. I messed it up. Yeah, Jogolev.
I mean, potentially he's French just moved to Atlanta, but they used to have Sundays beer porch beers every week that they were both in town because they're still
Right?
they're still
They'd have
besties.
to be. You can
because-
tell they're both nice people.
Yeah, and Jogo
Jogolev.
Yeah, because Jogo Lev's first show was Third Rock from the Sun, and
That's his first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
French took him
He was
under
so
his
little,
wing
yeah.
to show him how to like be on a set, basically. And he's always been like, you showed me how to be a professional. Like
Aw.
nobody else was paying attention, so he thinks of him as like a big brother in a very cute way.
So
Very
Jolo
sweet.
True
Is
is
Jolo
like
Trulio from the state.
Brooklyn and like
Oh.
Brooklyn
Trying to-
Nine-Nine.
yeah.
I'm always with Jolo True and
Yeah.
Jogo Lev.
Somehow I knew who you were
I
talking
know, I
about, but also caught how you messed it up.
That's because we're siblings. We watched a lot of Third Rock from the Sun growing
Yeah, that was
up.
a big one. Yep.
Yeah.
That was sitcom fodder
Yeah.
for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a great show.
Have
It
you
holds
been
up.
out to ska shows recently?
Yeah. Actually, the other day I just saw Vic Ruggiero, very funny for this episode. Him and Chris
Ooh.
Murray are touring together, and they were doing like both of them playing separately, and then they did some stuff together with
Yep.
a woman named Lauren. Oh, I'm not gonna know her name. I did not know her before, but she was great too. So I just saw that on the 13th, like a couple days ago.
That'd be fun. Chris Murray, Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He was from like the first ska punk band in Canada was King Apparatus, and that was his
Oh.
band.
He has the card.
He has the card. Yeah, he's got the.
He's got
we
the
talk-
fake and we only
we-
give out a few fake and Jamaican cards.
And Chris Murray gets
Chris
one.
Murray gets one.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And his
Aaron Barrett from Real Big Fish does not get one.
I don't think he's done the fake and Jamaican though. We were talking
He's
about
linked
we talked
real
about
close.
Chuck in the
Oh,
first
Chuck from Mad Cat.
in the first Mad Caddies
Right.
record. We were like, ugh, and then he
yeah.
stopped doing that really fast, and we're like, yeah, okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
And sorry, when was that? The show?
Oh, that was just last week. Just last
nice.
week here in
Fun.
LA and Long
Yeah.
Beach. Before that, like I've seen, yeah, I mean, whenever now that stuff's open again, I try to get out as much as I can. Like I was at Fest last year and saw, you know,
Nice.
all the Bad Time crew was coming through there. What else have I been to? It's been a minute. What the hell? I don't know. Whatever. It's in the Google Calendar. Shit happens and I forget it.
Same.
Yeah. It wasn't a ska show, but there was just this thing called Afro Bowie that I went to go to, and Angelo Moore did a bunch of Bowie covers, and it was
Whoa.
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, like
That sounds like the greatest thing I've ever
Afro.
heard.
I was like, the Afro Bowie sounds great, and then that's wild. That must have been rad.
It's cool. It's this guy out here puts on like Afro punk shows, and this is like an Afro Bowie show where like it's basically like, hey, this is like a guy that like really lifted up and like gave back to like the African American community and really like referenced its roots, and these are like Black musicians that were inspired by him, and they're paying tribute to him through like their covers and shit. And like, yeah, I mean, Angelo just coming out and doing like Ground Control to Major Tom was like truly insane.
That's next level. That's next level.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
the best part. The best part. Remember,
4.
lyrics I can remember.
3.
I got a video or something somewhere. I'll send it over to you guys. It was rad.
Iman should have been there if she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Iman.
Iman, yeah, okay.
I know.
Have you been back on the road, like doing stand-up?
Yeah, actually, that's the reason why I haven't been to a few things, because I would just get back from like a 2.5-3 week tour at the beginning of February. Which was fun. I had like I did like this thing called San Francisco Sketch Fest up in San Francisco, and then I had like shows in like Tahoe, and then this place called Eureka, California, which is great. It's this cool, weird little town like on the coast of like northern California that like is known for pot farms, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a fun, weird place. The club puts you up at the condo the club puts you up at is strange because it is owned by a fan, and she owns 2 houses next to each other, but the condo, which is the house that you get, is used as a orgy house when a comic is not staying there. And everybody kept telling me, and I was like, I don't need to hear it from anybody else.
Bring a black light.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, cool, everything is clean. We don't need to know. I don't need to know. And then she asked me if I wanted to join the orgy mailing list, and I was like, ma'am, no. Ma'am, that's too much organization for fucking. I'm sorry. I think I'm okay.
That's what orgy is short for. Organization.
That's the thing with polyamory.
Yeah,
you gotta be. That's so much. It seems
it's
like
a lot of work.
It seems like a full-time job.
Oh,
I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum, and I respect everyone's choices, but like, who has the time?
I don't have the time. Yeah,
I don't.
That seems like
that's all.
A lot
that's
of mental
all, folks.
acrobatics
That's all I
I
have
have
to
to
say.
do. To
if
get
you have the
even in
time,
mood. Yeah.
fucking go for it. But wow.
Maybe if I'm retired, maybe that
it feels. It
That's
has
cutting
real
into my
retired
Vanderpump
energy.
Rules
Yeah.
time.
I was gonna say, when you're talking about reality shows, the only reality show I really watch is Forged in Fire. Have you ever watched Forged in Fire?
Yes. This will kill. This will kill.
Here
It's
comes
my
Joey.
favorite.
I love it. It's so freaking good.
It's one of
It's
the
so
only
good.
like dude reality shows I think I like, and I shouldn't say like Knives are for dudes, but you must admit most of them are men. Every so often there's a woman on it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it's a lot of cisgendered hetero men.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. But I think it's like the most untoxic. Like it feels like it's going to be toxic, but it's
And it's
also these.
not.
It's not. It's these guys that are
No,
genuinely excited to like meet other blacksmiths, and they're just they always want to compete fairly. None of them ever undercut anybody. If they see somebody doing
Truly.
something wrong, they're like, "Hey, man, do you need help with that?" Like
It's
it's
America's
just-
Great British Bake Off.
Yes, it fully is. I love it so
Yeah.
much. I feel it just feels good to see people excelling at a craft and just doing their best, and then being
And it really truly is impressive.
yes. Yeah,
Wow.
100%. I've taken a blacksmith class because of that show.
I was
Nice.
so apprehensive. I was like, I hate this. Then as soon as it was on, I was like, okay, like, oh, it will kill. Okay,
Yeah.
So
and they're all like
Kinda,
nerds.
baby.
They're all like
Yes.
hard, like
He-
Viking nerds.
Here's the
Yes.
tea on
The
it will
tea?
kill though. It's
'Cause
not it will
it's not
kill.
kill. It's
Oh, yeah.
kill.
Keep
It will
keep
everyone
everyone alive.
alive. That's what it stands for.
Okay,
Yep.
wait, I don't get that. So then, if it will keep everyone alive, like you're protecting everyone from.
Yeah, because you're not using
so
a
you're-
knife for violence.
Right.
It's not a weapon, Celine. It is a tool to keep everyone alive.
but if you're keeping everyone alive by killing someone, you're not keeping everyone alive.
No, you're not killing someone. You're cutting a rope or
Yeah.
you're
Or
stabbing
right,
into
right.
a brick
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. It starts to get a little shaky when you start defending it, doesn't it?
Have
It's
you watched
great.
any of the Forged in Fire spin-off show, Knife or Death?
No.
I have not.
What is
Oh.
I saw
that?
it on a streaming service though. We
I
have
will watch
access.
any reality show. I
Okay.
will put it in my eyeballs.
Knife or Death is a spin-off show that is
Knife or
hosted
Death.
by
very
Goldberg.
good.
And it's basically American Ninja Warrior, but with a knife that somebody made. So
Sick.
it's like some of these blacksmiths like having to do American Ninja Warrior style stuff, but they just get gassed halfway through.
Yeah. That's fun.
It's very fun. It's very fun. And there's a point where like they have to cut a fish in half, and the fish that nobody ever gets it at the right angle, and it's Goldberg just being like, the fish got him again. And
Oh my god.
it's
I love-
amazing.
I love
sounds
low
great,
impact
actually.
athletic competitions like that, or like the floor is lava.
Floor is Love is great.
Yes.
I love like a regular person trying to do something. I don't think we've brought up real quick MILF Manor. Have you heard of MILF Manor?
No, I've not heard of MILF Manor.
It's
Oh, shit.
depraved television, but if you
Okay.
ever, it's okay. So it's a bunch of like older, beautiful women,
way.
and they're like they signed up for a show. It's season 1, so people do not actually know what they're in for. They sign up to date younger men, but then they find out the twist is it's all of their sons.
Ooh.
What?
It's
The
all of the
hell?
sons dating the moms.
That's a 30
It's
Rock
a
episode.
real,
like
yeah,
full blown.
absolutely. It's real.
Wow.
It's uncomfortable. One guy, his mom was like, they
One way
had
to
all
put
these
it.
secrets, and like you had to like figure out whose secret was who. One
Oh
son
my
found out his
God.
mom had sex with his best friend and like got wasted and swam in a pool naked all night, and then you just didn't see him for an entire episode. Like he like wasn't okay. Yes, I'm a bad person
Wow.
for enjoying this, but if you also want to be a bad person with me and sink down to my depths, I would highly recommend watching MILF Manor on
MILF
Discovery Plus.
Manor.
MILF Manor, it's
On
real.
Discovery Plus. Remember when Discovery was like for science?
Yeah.
I
The Learning
know.
Channel has made Discovery or MILF Manor, the Learning Channel. You're
It went
learning.
from
You're learning.
Meerkat Manor to
Meerkat
MILF
Manor.
Manor.
Where's that
Damn.
pipeline?
Yeah.
Okay, Meerkat Manor, like Loki did slap though.
Yeah,
There
was
was
great.
drama. Slackers.
almost there. Almost
Ska?
there. Okay, one more question. One more
Yeah.
question before we talk about ska.
Yeah.
Have you been to Canada? And if so, tell me about it.
I've tried to get to Canada several times and it hasn't happened yet.
What?
Whenever I do East Coast tours, I've tried to make Toronto happen a few times and Vancouver because like through Seattle, like they're both close.
So
And
super.
I've had shows fall through in both cities. Every time I've been close, which has been a bummer because I genuinely am very excited about coming to Canada, but like
I can
know.
guarantee you a show in my backyard in Edmonton.
that's enough to get me there. So
Yeah,
There's-
we can probably get you at the Grindstone. There's a local.
Oh, the
comedy club.
Grindstone? Yeah, we can get you up there with like 5 people in the audience that probably were also in the improv school.
Brandie would pull. People would know who she is.
No, I said
People-
guaranteed. I can
Guaranteed.
guarantee them. Yeah.
You have more Vancouver energy, also. I must say that's a
Oh,
yeah.
that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's a
Yeah.
compliment. Yeah,
What-
thank you. Margaret
which is-
Cho is in Vancouver.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to
That's
know.
where she lives.
Yeah.
She's our best lady comedian.
She's
I'll
our
stand by
best?
that. She's
in-
Canadian.
Well,
Margaret
Margaret
Cho.
Cho?
I would. No, I don't think she's Canadian. I don't know where you got that.
Am I making this
information.
up?
I think so.
Anyways, you
There's
keep
a
going. I'm
different
gonna
Skank
Google
and
this.
Pickle song about a Canadian. It's about Spike from Degrassi. If that's where you were going with that.
Margaret Cho Vancouver came up right away, so she either just lives
I'm
there.
gonna let you keep looking at this.
Born
You
born in San
do-
Francisco.
Okay, so I'm lying.
Ha.
Oh, she's just touring in Vancouver.
Oh, boy.
That's why that came up. Okay, so I did make that
she's
up.
got big Canada energy though. I was gonna say,
right though.
yeah,
you might-
she does, which I believe is a compliment. I mean, like
Yes.
I fucking love Canadians. You guys have so many funny like comedians that like not even like the huge big ones, but like so many of the comics I meet that come down here from up there are just so funny and great.
John
There's a
Doerr.
Yeah,
humility.
John Doerr's from
John
here.
Doerr, Deb Giovanni is from up
Oh
there.
yeah, she's amazing. That's
Deb
our
Giovanni.
funniest one.
Yeah, you're
Deb
right.
Giovanni is.
Yeah, is she?
Oh no,
She's from Edmonton?
what's her face? The one of the aunts from Sabrina.
Yes, she's from
Carolyn
Edmonton.
Ray
Carolyn
or the
Ray.
other one?
Carolyn Ray.
Cool.
Nathan Fillion,
Nathan Fillion is from Edmonton.
our best export.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Wow.
Yeah.
My alum from my high school.
Yes, that's right. You didn't
And
go to high
Tommy.
school with Leslie Nielsen. He had his time there. And
You
Tommy-
don't know that.
Tommy Chong, yeah.
I went to
Right,
high
is that
school
what
with
you're
Yeah, and Tommy Chung.
I went to high school with Billy Martin from Good Charlotte, the guitar player.
Incredible. Congratulations.
Oh, that's
Billy was the hottest one.
that's
Yeah.
Madden adjacent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Billy's the hottest one. That's fun. Was
Yeah,
he hot then?
Well, it's funny. So his senior yearbook picture,
Oh.
he is
Was he
has
basic?
he has big dreads.
Oh,
He had no tattoos yet, big old white boy dreads, and he wore a lot of like that plaid shirt that was real big in like 2000.
so the answer is yes. No.
But I remember like seeing him like a year later when Good Charlotte popped, and it was like, Billy? I didn't know you liked Nightmare Before Christmas that much.
But I'm not complaining.
So yeah, I guess Slackers. Now that's where we should be going next. So Slackers, yay or nay? I know you saw Vic, but what's your
Big
history with this
yay.
band?
Big yay. Always loved the Slackers. Always catch them every time they come through. They're also one of the bands that I like as I am converting people to ska, which I try my best to often. Slackers will be a band that like if I'm touring with somebody, I'll just like throw Slackers radio on like in the background. People are always like, oh, this is really great. I think they're a really good gateway band because they're just nice. There's great background music. They're great to listen to. They have some upbeat stuff. They have like they're blessed. They're so fun live.
Yeah.
And just I mean, Vic is such a funny character that just everyone is like, what is he saying? His voice is great.
We talk about like when every time he comes here, like I low key forget how Brooklyn he is.
Yes.
And then he'll finish singing some pretty song and then he'll just launch into a little bit in between. I'm like, oh yeah, you're like from like down the street. Like
Hey, I'm slacking here.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then like Glenn Pine is just like I secretly like you forget how good his voice is and like what an
Right.
insane frontman he is too. But like sometimes his songs are my favorites on albums and things, and he just kills it. They're just so good.
I read something weird that I didn't even know was a thing where like so the Slackers will tour, and if somebody can't make it, they'll just keep doing the tour anyway. And so there's like whole tours that they did that Vic wasn't even in. And which you'd think like, how do you do that? Right. Because he sings and writes 90% of their tunes. They'll just play all of Glenn's songs or all of Marcus's songs, and they'll just get everybody else to just fill in or play a bunch of covers and instrumentals. Like they'll make do with anybody who's ready for the tour. So they're like, that's why they've been kind of the same band for like 15 years now. They've had the same lineup. Still just make do. It's awesome. And they come to Edmonton a lot. Yeah.
They were a
really
working band. We've decided.
Oh yeah, they work. Yeah.
They work. They tour. They make music. They're prolific. They're doing it.
Do you have an era of Slackers that you prefer over the others?
I don't fully know. I mean, like Wasted Days is the album that I kind of came in on.
Yep.
So I think that will always
too.
have a special place in my heart. I'm horrible. I am horrible at album names and song titles and shit like that. But the one
I know literally nothing. So trust me.
the one that
the bar's low.
yeah. I'm just like it makes me feel insane because I'm always like, no, it's my favorite band.
Yeah, that's welcome to this podcast.
You should see me dance to them though.
And then when they're singing it,
yeah.
I will also be singing it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll know it then, but like, don't ask me to do it now. That 2016, like, it's the self-titled one too, right?
Yeah.
That one is phenomenal. I love that album, like front to back.
Is that on the? Like, has it made quite a bit? I feel like we do.
We got a song on there.
Yeah. My third favorite song that album is on there. Yeah.
My favorite Slackers song has not been on the list at all to start with.
This bracket is bananas.
So this bracket is bananas.
Sense.
It's by Spotify streams.
Yeah, I pulled it off Spotify streams.
Which is fair.
Oh, interesting.
It's
I was
hard to
wondering how it
choose.
was decided because I was like, this is the top 8 that we got to.
Because I'm
yeah, but that's also because
I'm
of
a
our
propaganda
terrible
head.
biases.
I like propaganda.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I mean we've talked
And
about
it should have
that.
been. I know I'm bringing it up every episode.
Yeah, the Bush era Slackers is my favorite Slackers.
A lot of Bush era music, I feel like, other than No Effects.
Oh yeah. Other than I mean, it's
That
still
album
weirdly
was not great.
relevant. I mean that RX band, the Overcome by RX Bandits, it's like still so unfortunately.
I'm a later RX Bandits head, so
That's
Yeah,
fair.
all of us. We all
decided.
we all decided that that particular album, The Resignation.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
the
best.
Resignation.
The
Yeah,
best one.
That
Yeah.
album's the best by a large
Everyone was
portion.
real
Yeah.
angsty Bush era.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
an angsty time.
It was
I was
bad
there.
here. I don't know how it was in Canada, but
Terrible.
It was bad here.
We also had a shitty prime minister during that time. So
Who was our prime minister? Harper? No.
Yeah.
Oh, Harper.
Ooh.
Yeah, no bueno.
Stephen.
Yeah.
He was smart in a scary way. You know, when they're like, because like Trump is like stupid but scary, but like Harper was smart and scary.
That's
smart
the
and
scarier
conservative is a
thing.
really scary mix.
He's still doing shit behind the scenes.
He's too
It's
smart.
terrible.
He's like too educated. I hate when they're usually dumb and right wing,
Yeah.
but when they're educated and right wing, it's so much more
I feel
malicious.
like that feels like Canada.
It feels very Canada.
Like, yeah, we're the birthplace of the Proud Boys after all.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah, but-
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for all your great comedians. No thank you for the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
That's okay. We've got a few versions of that.
Have you
Unfortunately.
seen American History X, Robert?
I have. I feel like the Proud
Stuff
Boys.
happens there.
I think the Proud Boys saw that and were like got the wrong message out of it.
Yeah.
Was Gavin McInnes Canadian?
Yep.
Oh, I
He
didn't
found-
know.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was Vice before he
Yeah.
founded the Proud Boys.
Ed Norton has Canadian energy too.
He does.
We claim him.
I do claim him.
We claim Eddie.
I watched Glass Onion and I was like, I like this guy.
You've claimed him since the start.
Yeah, I'm an Ed Norton stan, and he'll say
Yeah.
weird things on interviews, and you're just like, what a wacky human you are.
Well, Fight Club does feel like it kind of has this like Canadian American energy to it, where it's like,
does.
like I mean,
does.
we are a very toxic Brad Pitt
Yeah,
to like an unsatisfied Edward Norton that is just trying to do his best.
I'm a real Marla Singer type, so I get it.
is it
It's
SlackBrack
time.
time?
Is it
Should we start
SlackBrack?
slacking the brack? All right, here's my fun
SlackBrack.
intro. Ahem. This is a mouthful. All right, here we go. This is Madness March 2023. All month long, we're doing a March Madness style bracket to pit 32 songs performed by the Slackers in head-to-head battle to determine once and for all and definitively the greatest Slacker song of all time. Thanks for everyone who voted their predictions. If you want to follow along, the bracket is at challenge.com/SlackBrack. The matchups are seeded based on Spotify streaming order, and we only took the top 3 songs from each album just so that there was more variety. There were also 3 wildcard slots, which our Discord filled in for us. And here's how this is going to work. So the pre-show was at the beginning of February, and we already went through round 1. That was just the crew. Round 2 is last week with Common Sense Kid. And we have Brandie here for round 3. And then next week, I guess we'll do our finals.
I guess.
I guess. And if you've listened to our last year's Madness March or Heptember, you'll get an idea of how this all shakes up. So who are the Slackers, you ask? They are a traditionally minded ska band formed in New York City in 1991. Since their inception, they were one of the premier East Coast ska acts that eschewed much of the punk, hardcore, funk elements of the time in favor of rocksteady reggae, jazz, and soul. By acting as a more mature and urban alternative to third wave ska, they gained a rabid fan base that allowed them to tour relentlessly, record prolifically, and cross over with more serious music fans. Today, they maintain their credibility and influence a whole generation of ska bands, including Westbound Train, the Agrolites, and even Rancid.
Rancid?
Rancid?
Mm.
Originally operating under both the Nods and the Slackers, it wasn't until 96 when they released their debut, Better Late Than Never, on New York's Moon Ska, where their sound came together. They switched to Hellcat for 1997's Red Light, and by 2006, they had landed on their final and current lineup for the album Peculiar, which they have used for all of their releases up to the most recent one, Don't Let the Sunlight Fool Ya, which came out last year. Depending on how you classify the releases, they have upwards of 15 albums, 3 EPs, and 8 live albums with no signs of stopping. We have Vic on the keys, Agent J Nugent on the guitar, Disco Dave on the saxophone, Glenn Pine on the trombone, Marcus on the bass, and Era on the drums. There's a variety of other people that played, including our favorite, Mark QMax 420 Lynn.
QMax 420.
QMax 420. And so we like to say what we're looking for in a Slackers song up front. So I'll start. I said that what I like about a Slacker song is I like to have some dirt and fingernails. I like the political songs over the love songs. And I like it to be a little bit bouncy, a little more ska than normal. Celine, do you remember what yours were?
Yeah, that's fun. You have it written down, so I guess I could bail at any time. Vibes, 420, and a little edge.
A little edge. And Joy, you might as well pop on for a quick second. What are you
You
looking
might as
for?
well.
I believe I was Dancy and Fancy in 420.
Dancy Fancy 420. That's right.
And by fancy, I mean like I like the solos and stuff.
Nice.
Fancy
Yeah, yeah.
musicianship.
Yeah.
So, Brandie, what are you looking for? What are your 3 criteria, if you will, from a Slacker song?
I like a little bit of sass in the lyrics.
Ooh,
I like it when the song has different kind of levels to it in a way that it doesn't kind of just, I mean, I love a song that's the whole way through the same thing, but I like it when I'm surprised by something. It goes in a different direction. A misdirection in the music is nice. And I like a little introspection in my lyrics versus the I've been done wrong again of it all.
Which is a go-to.
So you're
move.
lyric
Yeah.
driven.
To a certain degree. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna like nitpick, I'm also trying not to repeat you guys too.
Because you wanted to say 420.
You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I also like vibes, 420.
Yeah.
Yeah, our stupid ass answers.
A little bit of sass, a little bit of class, a little bit of grass. That's
Hey.
Ooh. Next
Ass,
album
gas, or
title.
grass?
Oh. You
Probably-
ruined it.
I have a sticker that says ass, ass, or ass.
that rolls.
Dang, that should be merch.
It already is. It's their merch.
Oh, yeah, fair
And
enough.
it's just a bunch of like 80s ladies, like high cut thong butts, and it just says ass, ass, or ass. So good.
That is very funny. All right. First matchup. So This Is the Night. Track 6 from the 2001 album Wasted Days, written by Vic, featuring trumpet from Rolf of the Rocksteady 7. And it's a classic heartbreak song from a first-person perspective in the timeless Slacker style. And I've decided for this round, instead of just taking the first minute and a half from the songs like we usually do, I took the middle minute and a half or so for us to listen to. So let's give it a listen.
Give it a whistle?
Did I say listen?
I think you said whistle. Baby wob.
This song's good. I mean, we picked it.
He just has like a punk rock attitude to his singing that I love.
Wasted Days is a great album.
Oh, it's so
Gives
good.
me so much like awesome nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is like special place in my heart. I think danceability is something I consider too.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
what is my performance like during this song
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
How can I make this about me? What about me? Yeah, how am I dancing to this? What is going on there?
Am I just shaking side to side?
Yeah.
Or are knees going up?
Yeah. What's my cardio?
How am I going to look lip syncing this to my friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will they point at me from the stage and say, yeah, you get it?
It's happened every show I've ever been to.
How do you feel about that song, Brandie? So
I
This Is the
really-
Night.
I really love that one a lot. I think it's good. I think it's a moment that the lyrics kind of cover like a moment that you're like, oh, if you like knew that you were going into a breakup, there's a resignation to it that is kind of like a fun energy that everybody can kind of identify with, I think, which is fun. And it's joyous.
They go for a universal lyrical stance more often than not. They're trying to make it so that people, like anybody, can listen to it and feel the feels that they're feeling.
Yeah.
Celine?
I feel like yeah, it's a good one. We've listened to it, right? Once
Yeah,
or
but
twice?
you are a wild card. So
I know. Well, I'm gonna see what it's. I'm curious what the next one is. I don't really know how opinionated I'll be until I feel passionately about another choice. So if this one flops, then I'll like that one more.
You have
that one's pretty good. That's not my favorite though. I'm not gonna lie. That's not my favorite.
What is your? Oh, I know what your favorite is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's towards the end. Actually, I think it is at the end.
Yeah.
So it's going up against Rude and Reckless, track 11 from Red Light, written by Vic and featuring percussion from Larry, with session trombonist Clark Gayton and more lead vocals from Paul Parkins. This is a Rude Boy anthem, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Honkus.
Too boring.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The 5th most streamed song.
I know. People don't have good taste. But I want to consider again this demographic of Spotify listeners. I'm a YouTube music girl, so. Yeah, if I'm smoking a joint in the summer, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I can't say it's the #1 Slacker song.
No, it's
I'd be
number
lying.
5.
Shut up. I don't agree with the #1 Spotify streams either.
We knocked out the #1.
Yeah.
Like,
because
like
it was like a
second.
Bob Dylan cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people just
course.
love that's a Bob Dylan
Yeah.
situation, not a Slacker situation. That's just because of how big he is. Dylan head.
actually, it was a band cover.
Oh,
Speaking of Canada.
the band?
Yeah.
Like the band?
Yeah.
Huh.
Does it make it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
we revisit
was
that
the
one?
first one?
So this is the
This
night.
is the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rude and Reckless, Brandie, how you feel?
I think the same thing where it's a little bit one note, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do think it is like that's more of a background song than one that's gonna
Yeah.
like get me going. That feels like a song that comes in the set where everyone's just been dancing for like 2 or 3 songs and like needs a break because their knees
You
hurt.
need to go pee. You need to get a
Yes.
drink.
Yeah.
You can kind of just chill.
Mm-hmm.
They get a
Yeah.
break from being as high energy.
Yeah.
Without the pen,
Whip out the pen.
like a vape pen.
Yeah. Exactly. There's
You
just
sound
no
like a real
dynamic
pen
range to
user.
it.
I definitely use pens. You can tell by the way I talk.
You can
about
tell
them.
your pen lingo, how often your pen
Joey's
is
over here seething that we have all
chomping
this
at the bit.
Rude and Reckless.
You love Rude and
I love
Reckless?
Rude and Reckless so
It's like his favorite
much.
song.
It's one of my faves. Yep.
So you
So wait,
smoke so much weed.
it's because it's a fucking good song, and the harmonies on it are good.
Yeah.
Max 420 is going off.
Max 420.
It's good. It's a great song.
We're at the top 8. This is none of these songs are bad.
No, there's no
But
bad
the-
songs.
The
We're
flops are
getting
gone.
to the
30
best.
Of the 32 songs, 0 of them were bad. This has been the
I don't know
best
if I
bracket
agree with
we've
that.
done.
Yeah, Celine definitely
I
disagrees.
flopped a couple of them.
But then Celine has always been a wild card.
right, and
Yeah.
just knows what good songs are.
You said the most heinous things during the Rancid.
That's because I don't know.
That was harsh.
That's because people like an Outcome of the Wolves too much. It's just mediocre and it's not as good as you think it is.
You
It
wanted
might
Life-
have been the first punk you heard, but
You
you're
wa-
biased.
You wanted Life Won't Wait so bad.
Life won't wait. It's still not waiting. Is the vision a new world order or not?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, bye, Joey. I'll need you to
Okay,
finish
so
the
did
tiebreaker.
we tell
Right.
Brandy
So,
how we're doing
It won't
this?
be a tie because there's 3 people voting.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
We
That
3,
makes
2,
sense.
1, and then we say the song all at
Oh,
the
okay.
same time.
Yeah, so classic. So I know where I'm voting.
Okay.
We all know where we're at.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So this is the night.
night.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
All right.
Mhm.
I hate it.
Yeah, you would have lost anyways, Joe.
I have to look at the brackets to see how people are going to feel about that. There's some. We already knocked out "Wasted Days," the song, that's going to be confrontational. That's not good.
That for sure is
Confrontation.
you're gonna get some chatter on that one.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
people always get upset. People take it like quite personally. You'd be surprised.
Oh,
That's
no,
why we
I
keep
know.
coming back to the well on this. We're like, yeah, every few months we're going to do a bracket, and we just want people to yell at us on the internet.
We love a collection of
because
enemies.
they keep coming. They keep coming
They
back.
keep coming back.
They know what they want. All right, next matchup we got is No More Crying, track 5 from The Question, written by Vic as a rough cover of the Skatalites with Larry on percussion and some additional guitar from David Hahn solo. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. See, this is where it can be slower and still a banger. The other one was not a banger. This is a banger.
Yeah.
This is a banger. This is still like there's like something to it. There's like an energy to it, even though it's slow. That the like other like that Ruggiero song doesn't have.
It's those tiny bongos, I'm telling you.
The little quiet bongos.
Oh, he left a solo in here. Disco Dave. He's truly like on one always. Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, like that still is captivating through its chillness. It's the bongos, as Joey's the bongoing.
I should also mention that the Planet Smashers have the exact same lineup configuration as the Slackers.
Oh,
Really? I guess that's right.
Nowadays,
huh?
they have a trombone and a sax, guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards. Now, because they hired that keyboard guy for the last tour. Yeah. Isn't that
okay,
weird?
that's a banger. What do you feel? How are you feeling?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
well, I love
you
the
couldn't be
Scatolites.
then who?
Well, Brandie, our guest.
She stole the cookies from the cookie jar?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Let's do this forever.
I'm just still vibing out. That put a good vibe in me.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm happier for it.
Yeah, that is like there are certain songs that are kind of like the background noise in my head kind of all the time, and that feels just when I'm like, let's just have a nice day. Like that kind of that bongo beat is kind of just a thing that will just like be running in the back of my head as I'm like running errands or whatever, and I attribute that kind of like that is extremely my vibe.
The percussion is very much a part of the Slackers sound in a way that I wasn't really considering until we started doing this. Because we always think of it as like a keyboard sax type thing. That's usually the instrument that's wailing.
Yeah.
But now that we've done a bunch of these and we just keep hearing sick percussion in all of them, it's as much a part of it as anything else, even if it's a guest. So it's going up against Watch This, which is track 2 from the Summer of Ska album Red Light, written by Vic with Mr. T. Fields on percussion and David Hahn solo on the stick bass. It's lyrically about watching someone settle down and not agreeing, but coming to terms with their choices.
Hey, you, don't watch that.
Another vibe.
Yeah, but I can already right away. We'll wait for the chorus.
The guitar sounds great.
God made the man, man makes some money. So who am I to judge?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Ooh, this is a toughie.
Yeah, this was re-listening to this earlier. I was like, ooh, shit.
This had the cockadoodle do it at the beginning.
Oh yeah, we did not like that.
No, our past guest was vehemently opposed to the cockadoodle dude.
Well, that was Craig.
Yeah, Craig was not into it.
Yeah, I love the talking. The horns.
The horn sounds great.
Chatting with them.
She's gonna keep you inside.
That's what the horn says.
Make you stay around all night. When you wanna
This is easy for me, actually. I didn't know if it would be, but
Yeah, I think I'm locked.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
I'm locking it.
Yeah.
as free as
I know what my heart felt.
breeze, and you wanna be
Ooh, it was clipped, so that's okay. So we just made an executive decision.
Everyone said they were good, so
as you wanna be.
We're vibing though. You ruined the vibe, Joey. You're supposed to be the vibe guy. All right, but I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
ready to go.
How do you feel about Watch This, Brandie?
I mean, man, that song is so good. That's
Yeah.
one I've heard that song so many times that it's hard because like to me that one has an edge over No More Crying because I'm so much more familiar with it, I think, too.
Right.
That I'm also trying to be very fair and putting them together because, you know, something you've heard a million times, it just already knows where to light up your brain. But it's great. This is a real nice
ready.
playlist, these two. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it tops a couple
I'll be
brackets.
mad. I'll
Watch
be
This
mad.
does. Yeah.
This one will be passionate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good too. All right, let's do this.
Okay.
3, 2.
I don't know how you guys
One.
feel about No
Watch
More
This.
Crying. Oh, see, I
Ooh.
feel I did not get the same like euphoria and dopamine from Watch This Is No More Crying.
I got to agree with you. Celine.
Yeah, that was way more.
Wow.
That's edgier to me.
Yeah.
It's more catchy.
Yeah.
It was more captivating, more
I-
banger.
I also have like an under bias that I don't really want covers to make it too far too. So I'm like, even though
Yeah.
One Step Beyond technically won.
Yeah. What do you mean technically won? It won. There's no
Yeah.
technically.
That was maybe our most contentious victory because Mike Park was mad.
Did you want our house to win?
No, he wanted Night Boat to Cairo.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
everyone came at us after and was like, "You're not supposed to vote against Mike Park."
I'll do it again. Once he gets out of bed, I won't vote out of him. He did our interview in bed.
That's okay. He's not the only one.
He's
who's done that.
allowed. I'm just saying. I'm gonna make fun of it every time I get a chance to. I'd roast me too.
Cool. You know what? This is as good a time as any for a break. Joey, where's your break song? Joey, this is gonna stay in because I need people to hear me berate you.
Give Joey a break, Rob. Give Joey a break.
Break
Break
me
him
off
off.
pieces that
And-
Joey.
Empathy.
All right. When we come back, we'll finish off round 3. Welcome back to Checkered Past. We're here with Brandie Posey, and it is round 3 of the SlackBrack Madness March 2023. We got 4 more songs, 2 more matchups to get through to determine what gets to the finals here for the Slackers. So I would say these next 2 matchups are pretty fire, and
Yeah.
one of them stresses me the hell out. And I'm really worried about it.
Yeah,
But
same.
before we get to the one that I'm overly stressed about, how about the other one that I'm kind of stressed about? Working Overtime, track
Work out.
4. Yeah, that's right. Part of the trilogy. So we determined on a past episode that Working Overtime completes the taking care of business, taking care of Christmas trilogy.
The Rodney Bachman trilogy. Yeah.
That was funny. Sometimes we say funny things. Track 4 from 2016 self-titled album written by Glenn Pine, lyrically about either a love affair or someone who pines. Oh, that was funny. For a married woman.
Pining for banging on your drums all day.
It's a different song. Call this fancy. Yeah.
I see confuros in your nothing spare. If you look, you're gonna see me there. A little secret that you can keep. Just out of reach, I think I'm in too deep. Yeah, you got me working.
I didn't really listen
Come
to
on,
this.
this is pretty good.
This is
And
really
it's
good.
Billy energy
This
too.
song
Yeah.
rips.
This
Yeah.
is like a classic song. This feels like this could be like one of the greats. You know what I mean?
It's like part of the Great American Songbook.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It should be. This is like not in a bad way, but like this should be played in grocery stores. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah.
This should be like a song everyone knows.
There should be Muzak covers of it in the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would fix a lot of problems if people were more aware of songs like this. I
If
feel.
Kids Bop covered this, the world would be a better place.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn straight.
Kids. Is Kids Bop still around? Is that still a thing?
And they're like
It's gotta
doing
be, right?
homework in the
100%.
video. They're doing
Yes, it is.
homework and like looking to the camera, like exacerbated, like working overtime. Am I right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, this
Kids
is
Bop is such a racket.
oh, 100%.
I love Kids Bop. The best when they did like the weekend song about cocaine. And they're like, I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. They did. The
Can't-
Weeknd even references that they did a song about cocaine in another Weekend song.
CanCon.
CanCon.
Weekends CanCon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of our big exports.
I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it.
Just pretend you had too much cotton candy, son. That's all it is.
Yeah. They're just fucking crushing, doing lines of fucking pixie sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Just chomping on those like the stick that's in the powder, that shit.
Fun-
I literally
Fun
have fun.
Fun
dip
dip.
Literally
box of-
right here.
Oh man, hell yeah. My favorite thing was just to eat the powder like a junkie and then just chomp the stick down as fast as possible.
Oh no,
Like,
you gotta
my
get a
God.
weird soggy little stick going.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a weird soggy little stick that you don't know what to do with, you're not fun dipping. You're not dipping into any fun without a soggy stick.
Gee, that's so good. Working overtime. How do you feel about this track, Brandie?
So this is like actually my favorite song of this entire bracket.
Whoa.
I love Glenn Pine's songs. I think he brings like a soul Motown vibe to a lot of Slacker stuff that and also like he like when I hear this song, I think of like every time I've seen them play this live, and it's like one of my favorite parts of the show. Like his like just dancing on stage and just like this man gyrates. It's crazy.
This man gyrates. Not since Elvis have I said to myself, this man gyrates. Not since Rum Tum Tugger and Cats have I said, this man gyrates.
This man gyrates on stage. It's like it's
been
a
a few times
real.
I've thought about.
Yeah, exactly. Or I mean, I remember like everyone is always like, "Oh, Vic's like the little cutie," and I'm like, "Yeah, but if you're like a woman, Glenn Pine fucks though."
But he fucks. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Scott Daddy meter.
Can I
Glenn
say
Pine.
Glenn
'Cause
Pine?
We did Marcus on the last one because wow.
Okay, yeah, this man fucks.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He pulls hard pussy.
Yeah, that's
Look
the
at him
thing,
blow. Look at him blow. Yeah, sorry, Vic. It's about Glenn.
Okay, what do you give it?
That's a 9.5, baby.
9.5.
I don't know what the point. Not he's close. Aw, Vic is pretty cute. They're hot. They're hot. I
Slackers
didn't
are a
know.
hot band.
The
Yeah.
Slackers. Do people talk about how hot they are? Vic's hot.
No, yeah,
Man,
Vic's
they're
super
both
hot.
9.5s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No, but Glenn's doing it. Glenn's doing it.
He's got big daddy energy, and
yeah,
Vic
Glenn's
is like,
got a little bit of mystery. Vic's giving it up too much.
yeah. No, exactly.
With his eyes.
Yeah,
Glenn's
Vic is
pulled
like,
back a little. You got to work for it.
yeah, Vic is like your baby uncle, and Glenn Pine is your daddy. Is how it feels to me.
For reference,
Ooh.
Reese Roper is a perfect 10 from 5 Iron Frenzy.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He's the top of the daddy meter.
And then that's Ara of Leftover Crack fame. So he drums. So now imagine him super crusty.
Yeah.
If he was crustier, but I mean, sorry, I'm gonna give him a 7. That's not a
Oh.
bad thing.
No,
but
that's a decent
you just
score.
showed me Glenn Pine, so yeah. Let me see him crusty.
Oh, he looks the same. You know, Leftover
Yeah.
Crack don't look that crusty. They're
no,
like
they
super
just look like
normcore.
guys.
Yeah, for a
Yeah,
band
I
called
kinda
Leftover
forgot that.
Crack, it's
They look like guys. Yeah,
Except for this one. This picture of Stizza with the mullet is something else.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
not
I don't also
doing
want to
it
look
for
at
me.
him.
No,
I'm not
that's
into looking at him right now.
I want to
He's
see Glenn
disgusting.
Pine again.
Don't we listen to music on this thing?
No, we look at
we
Glenn.
look
We look
at
at pictures
Glenn
of Glenn
Pine.
Pine.
Oh,
We're looking
okay.
at him again. Look at him go.
I just really want
What
him
a
to get
great
the
hairline.
due that he deserves, because I think that everyone is always like, "Oh, Vic is like the little cutie," and I'm like, "Yeah, he is," but also,
Yeah, he is a little cutie.
Both things can be true.
two things can
He
be
can be
true
a-
at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But some people are a 9 and some people are a 9.5.
Yeah.
Glenn Pine, the untold sex bomb of the Slackers. No one talks about him.
All right. Nobody talks about it until today.
All right, it's that Glenn Pine song is fighting up against Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
the classic Sarah. Oh, yeah, that is what the song is. All right, track 9 from Better Late Than Never, written by Vic. Complicated first-person tale of broken humans finding love but unable to make it work out. Ooh, it's a little introspective.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Glenn Pine is putting a soggy stick into some.
There's definitely some fun bits out there.
You're holding on to that for a couple minutes.
I'm listening to Sarah.
Man, Better Late Than Never just sounds so different every time.
See, this is my Billy heart. I talk often about my rockabilly past, and this is speaking to the Billy, dark Billy past. I'm not proud of it. Sarah!
Girl, you know I love you and I love you for the rest of my life. Sarah, I'm always thinking of you. I'm so sorry I can't make you my wife this life.
What about Next Life?
How do you feel about that track?
I mean, it's good. It's just, it's not.
It's
I
not
really
what
like
you're
that.
coming to
Yeah.
for the Slackers for probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, exactly. It's like I really like them. It's not It's not my favorite Slackers song. It's kind of like what a nice song to have in the set to kind of mix things up, but it's not just doesn't do it for me the same way.
It's the only Better Late Than Never track that made it all the way to this far. We were like knocking them out like left and right, which is too bad. That's one of my favorite records, but it's just having a hard time going up against the bracket.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to lose. I don't know what you want to say. I don't think it's going to make it. It was better than the songs it was up against.
I like that you have like this like recap podcast about our podcast, but it's based on decisions you're going to make. It's not going to do it. It's just not.
It's not going to
like I just see Rob's going to vote for working overtime. I'm just seeing it.
What's it up against? Oh, is that what it was up against?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough.
Yeah,
one.
come on. It's not
Joey,
that tough.
just for the record, what did you have locked in?
Oh, for sure, working overtime.
Yeah,
This guy.
come on.
Yeah,
Work
yeah.
out.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it out of its misery. 3, 2, 1.
Working
Working
overtime.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
taking care of Christmas. I'm taking care of business.
Working
I'm
overtime.
working overtime.
Man, this is okay. Now we're in
We're
trouble.
here.
This bracket
Now we're in
is
trouble.
difficult.
This one's the one I don't like. This is the one that I think both of these should make it to the end.
Yeah, I
and
wanted them
don't-
both
yeah,
to make it to
that's
the end.
kind of hot nonsense.
This is a RuPaul
Yeah.
These
double
are
save
two
if it
better
was
than all.
possible.
These two songs are better than all the other songs we've listened to so far.
Yeah, these are
TBH.
two of
Yeah.
the best.
These are the two best songs in IMO.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say so. I'll say one of the problems we have with this bracket once we listen to the first song. But let's start. We have the time. Track 3 from The Question, written by Vic, lyrically is simply about not having enough time to do what you want.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is I think this is my number one. I think
I
this
know.
is my number one. This is
Yeah.
what I think of the Slackers. This
Yeah.
is what I think of, and I sing this song to myself.
Yeah.
I don't know, because even the verses is dry. There's not a dry toe in the house, I think is what we established.
I forgot you said that.
No,
Sog
I
and wet toes.
100% agree. Yeah.
Your toes sweating because you're tapping it so hard. You're spilling beer on it because you're dancing. Wet toes. And we all feel this way, you know?
Nearly half the brackets
Have this is
have
number
this as
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good. That's
And
yeah,
then
that's
that part
quintessential.
that we cut out before where it's like, na 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 na, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do what you must.
It's
Do
got
what
everything
you
I'm looking
must.
for in a Slacker song. It's got the layers
Yeah.
to it. The lyrics are popping. Like the vibe.
It changes up.
Changes up. All of it is great. Yeah, I love. I love.
I'm
that
still
song.
dancing to it. I'm still
I know.
dancing to it.
I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Like I'm really stressed.
I'm
out.
too blessed to be stressed, so let's play the next one so we can knock them out.
All right.
Yep.
Going up against my favorite Slacker song of all time.
Woo.
International War Criminal,
Damn
track
it. Yeah,
10
this is
from 2006 album Peculiar, written by Vic, was re-recorded. It's a re-recording of a Vic solo song and the EP version that was released 2 years before.
Mhm.
It's a political song about the Bush.
Yeah.
The bush.
They found one in a hole, man. The white lies crawling on his brown skin. But ain't
So
it
also so
shameful
fucking good
just
too.
being human?
It is, but
It's old
let's
as
be real for a
original sin
minute,
that's
you know?
always
Creeping in.
it's so good. The
An
national.
international
Oh, damn it. I got the timing wrong.
situation is typical.
Yeah, it is very good.
Weapons of destruction, they're just
very good.
gasoline and petroleum. And are you sticking around to see what happens? And will they stick around and see what happens?
I was going to say, if this song ever made it to the last episode, I was going to play the EP version as well to like give it a balance. This is a bit faster, but
Yeah. I think the EP version is I kind of prefer it.
Yeah, I would like it more if it was faster. I feel like it had a better time going up against half the time if it was faster.
I was trying to be
This is
pure.
seeming too chill in comparison now.
I was being pure about the bracket where this is the song that was the peculiar version is the one that's in the bracket in the ranking.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I can't put my bias.
Yes.
I mean, I am now, but I can't put my bias in creation. The bracket is precious.
Yeah.
My attack on it is not precious.
But the bracket is not your precious
No.
because you are not Gollum.
I am not.
Okay.
Even though I talk in
Just wanted
rhyme
to clarify.
sometimes.
Yeah. You talking rhyme sometime.
So, yeah, I did it just then.
Okay, come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. I need you
Yeah, I
to.
know.
I need you, Robert specifically. I'm not worried about Brandie. I trust her. I don't trust you, and I need you to be honest with yourself.
And you know where I'm going with this one. I said right from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Be real.
I know I am going to
man.
be real, but I'm sad.
No, it's hard. It's hard
me-
because it's the
Yeah.
EP
It
version.
is
I think
hard.
is faster. It vibes
No.
more. Also, I'm thinking about like when I've seen them do the song live. I think they do that EP version. That's
Yeah,
what
usually.
the live
bet.
is more that too, and it to me that also matches the anger of the lyrics and everything as well. More like this version is great. It just doesn't. It's just not.
It's a
It's not-
drier
it's-
toe.
Yeah, it's a drier toe. Drier toe.
I read that so they were not originally going to release it as an EP, that International War Criminal EP, but they put it out, the 5 songs that are on there, because those are all the political songs that they had written at the time, and they recorded them super fast, which is why they're kind of like a lot more like rougher, but they wanted to get it in time for the election. So
Yeah.
that was part of the reason why the EP kind of got shifted out so fast, but it's probably why it's better.
And then they wrote half
Yeah.
the time because they were frustrated that they had to rush it so fast.
Yeah.
1998 was a different year.
You shut up.
Oh, I know what
We're
I'm gonna
time
vote
travelers.
for.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're Yeah, let's come on.
Okay,
come on.
okay,
Come
okay.
on. Rip the band-aid off, man.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
let's
pretty
do it.
sure Marcus is the time traveler. So
And he's a 7?
Huh?
Was he a 7 on the Scott meter?
Yeah, 7.
yeah.
Because
And
he,
Glenn's a 9.5.
yeah, but Marcus has that happy face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
that gets him to 7.3.
He's such a happy guy.
Totally.
You know
like
what?
it.
Seeing him live, he might go up to an 8. Okay, stop procrastinating.
Okay, I know. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
You're being real
Yeah.
Celine.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Have the
time.
All right.
Come on.
I almost should have just said International War Criminal just to make myself feel better, even though I know I would have gotten voted off.
Yeah.
But had to put a pin in my precious song. That's okay. Here's the semifinals that we're gonna do next episode. So this is the night going up against Watch This,
Mhm.
and working overtime going up against Have the Time.
Sorry, that's like pretty.
Damn.
The times.
The time showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The time showdown. Time really has been coming up a lot on this podcast.
Time is on my
I think we all know what that means. No,
Yeah.
Is that a segue into what we're
TikTok.
doing next?
Oh, the time Scotchine? I don't
No,
know.
we don't do time. Don't force that
We're
on
going
us.
back into the time Scotchine.
Wait, I gotta pull this up. This
I
is
feel good
super
about
good.
this. I actually feel
Yeah.
good about our decisions.
Okay,
Yeah, for once.
not me.
We're gonna play a fun game. A fun game.
Hell yeah.
Are we gonna play a fun
Excited.
game?
I
All
don't
right,
know.
here we go. Now for a segment. Well, she skanks around the boroughs from Queens to Manhattan. She's a checkered-powered Rudy from Brooklyn down to the Bronx. She'll take you for a ride on an F train to Staten Island. Tell me where in
the
New York is
Carmen Sandiego. My brain just wants to say world.
I haven't said world, I think, one time. I think
I
I've
know, but
always
that's
said something.
I didn't
Yeah.
say you said it. I said my brain wants to.
All right, Joey, you can come on for this. You can play.
I'm here.
All right, there we go. In this game, Celine, Joey, and Brandie will answer a series of multiple choice questions based on trivia called from the interwebs about lifelong friendship of Tim Armstrong and Vic Ruggiero, friends to the stars. Buzz in with your name or Buzz or Ska or whatever, and most points wins. Make sense? Brandie, you're in?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
I'm just looking up. This is my game face. I'm looking up over the. I'm like, don't make eye contact with anybody. Win at all costs.
Please do.
No.
We won't. I'm not good at these. Rob also writes them in like weird fucking puzzle style, like Monty Python puzzles.
He's a Ska wizard.
Like, he's like, what's your favorite color? And then it's like whatever, something about birds.
Unladen swallow.
Unladen swallow.
All right. So let's start. Yeah, let's do this. We'll have fun. When Tim Armstrong transplanted LOL himself from Berkeley to LA, he founded his record label with a little help from his pal Brett, Hellcat Records. The premier project was a band that he was going to found with Tim, Josh Freese, because of course, Lars Fredrickson, Chris the Wicks, and Vic. What was this super group called? Was it A, the Quiet Ones, B, Shh, we're so sneaky, C, the Silencers, or D, the Creaky Floorboards?
Celine.
Oh, okay.
Silencers?
Yes.
See, I actually
Yep,
don't
that's
know that. That just sounded like a band name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Because I was like, Rob's doing a bit. He said the Quiet Ones, so they're all. And then I'm like, what actually sounds like a real band?
Yeah.
I
That
was
was a good.
metagaming, but I was too stoned last time, so the
Real
questions didn't
Sneaky's a
make any
good
sense.
band
I was like,
Is
Rob
that one I
does these
put? Yeah,
two-
sure. So sneaky.
yeah, they're
that's not
usually
bad.
just to entertain Rob.
Yeah. The Silencers would appear on Give 'Em the Boot, giving them cash, but many of the songs would not work out for whatever reason, and they ended up being the basis for what 1998 album? Was it A, The Question by the Slackers, B, Life Won't Wait by Rancid, C, Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba, or D, Double Without a Cause by Kid Rock?
What was the
Brandy
question?
B.
Yeah, you
Yep.
go.
Yes.
Just
Whoa,
make it
what
a
was
guess.
That B?
Yes, it was Life Won't Wait by
Oh,
Rancid.
Yeah, so maybe
Wait,
that was
that
I was
makes
gonna
sense.
maybe
That does
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
And here's a little quote from an interview I read on MTV that featured Matt, Vic, and Tim. So this is fun. Anyway, it's a bit of a long little interview thing, but I think this story is fun. Okay, so Matt said this. Cash Culture and Violence was sort of hard because the song had a vibe to it. We tried to do it, the vibe was there, but I really couldn't copy it on the bass. I tried several things, and finally it just turned out the way it did. So Vic says, but that bass line you got now is fucking kick-ass. Matt says, yeah, that's me, angry at you. Tim said, so we're recording Cash Culture, right? And okay, this is unintelligible because Tim wrote it. And at first we had the original stuff and Rancid was just kind of playing over it. You follow me? Okay, so Matt's there. He was so mad because I kept wanting to play Vic's bass line, and Matt's a great bass player. Him and Vic are on two different levels, two different artists. Matt was like, he got so mad at Vic that he wouldn't even say his name. The bass was in the headphones and he was like, teach. There's some other guy in my headphones. Take him out of there.
Take him out.
Matt said, if you listen to the track, the one that's on the record, I'm just like digging into the fucking strings. I mean, I'm definitely like, I'll show you how to play it, Mr. Ruggiero. You know, I'm just like, dunna, 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 dunna. Let's see you try to do this, you fucking hippie. It was pretty crazy. The track made the record. Tim said, if you listen to it, Vic's bass track, he doesn't play the same thing twice. It's cool. Freeman's more when he gets locked down to something, just solid. And Matt says, Vic does more improv shit. I'm sort of like a pit bull when it comes to bass lines. I grab on and I don't let go. So then Tim goes, Vic goes far east with it. You know what I mean? Vic says far east, man. Tim's tone is a lot different.
Who are
It looks
they?
like this is such a
God,
crazy interview.
That is like
This is
such
3
like,
people in a room together.
That's
Sorry, it keeps
hetero
going.
hell. That's hetero hell.
It keeps going. Matt said, brother, I tried your tone. I tried everything.
Brother,
I
I
couldn't do it."
tried your tone.
I almost cried. I was just like, I can't do this. Vic said, it's a different approach. My mom likes your bass playing a lot, by the way. My mom only likes Charles Mingus and Motown.
That also sounded like a burn on him.
Yeah.
Like, my mom likes your bass playing. That's what she said to you last night.
Imagine saying that derogatorily to Matt Freeman.
Freeman, yeah. My mom likes your bass playing.
It's okay, man.
She don't like anybody, but she was like, yo, Victor, is that you playing the bass?
Is you reading this? Yo, I don't even think I can say that as a white woman.
Victor.
Victor. Matt says, no, it's not. It's me, Matt.
What? Is this verbatim?
This is
You
verbatim.
didn't pull this off Chat
No.
GPT.
Are you sure this isn't like
TV.
rancid Muppet time?
It's the craziest interview I've ever read in my life. It's like she thought it was you playing the bass. Vic, yeah, one of the tunes. And I was like, nah, that's this guy, Matt. And she was like, wow, he a very good bass player. He's very, very good.
Just super New York mom?
So I can't even get through this. It's ridiculous. And then, okay, there's 2 more lines. That opened my eyes, man. Yeah, I started practicing a lot. On that record, I changed my style a lot. I started playing with my fingers for the first time. Tim said, yeah, the demo kind of upped the ante. I mean, here I was hanging out with these great New York bands, Vic and all them. It kind of took things to another level for us. That demo kind of launched the whole record, and these guys had to match it. They had to play better than the demo. And Matt said, it definitely lit a fire under me to get me going. So that is the impetus for the album Life Won't Wait by Rancid.
The
That's
Vision
rad.
is a new world order. That should have been
Yo,
number
Victor.
1. Yo, Victor.
Victor,
Anyway, sorry, I don't
Yo,
have...
Victor. My mom likes your bass playing.
All right. Vic has said some of the best stuff he ever played, though, wasn't even with Tim. It was with who? Was it A, Bro A, B, Bro B, C, Bro C, or D, Bro D?
Celine.
Yes.
Bro D.
Correct. I'm annoyed because we recorded some of the best stuff I've ever played with Brody Dahl, his ex-wife, and that just got dumped because of the relationship, I guess. And then the transplants kind of happened. I was asked to tour with the group, but I don't know. It wasn't looking like it was going to be my thing. Still, I ended up on the record because those rhythms we did were just kind of ideas we were fleshing out from things that were written on the road, I think. One of them ended up on a Pink record. Just like
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
The music biz, you know, I'm an artist. I put the art ahead of personal things. And if by chance the art is going to ruin my life, that's me.
What was the Pink Rancid song that when you really think about it, it's a Rancid song?
Trouble.
Oh, yeah. Trouble. Yeah, I'm trouble now.
trouble.
I'm trouble now. Yeah, you're just trying to do Agent T.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
do it like Tim. And
It's on the Tim Timebomb record, his version of Trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
Eh,
keep
so
saying
does,
that. I'm sure.
does Vic have like a co-write on it?
He's got a co-write on a bunch of Tim songs.
That's cool.
Good for
But it
him.
sounds
Yeah.
like from this
Good
interview,
for him.
he just had stuff lying around that had his name on the song, and Tim being
That's
a
what got you.
music biz guy just was like, put him wherever.
Good. I'm less
You
worried
could
about
use
him after knowing that. There's a part of me that's always
Yeah,
a little
right?
like, Vic, who's going to take care of you, man? But I'm like, oh, okay, you got a lot of co-writes.
Tim.
You're fine.
Oh, yeah.
Totally, right?
You're okay. You're
He'll
good.
be, his bills will be paid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I read an interview with Marcus too, where they're very thoughtful. They're trying not to be like capitalists about it, but they're very
course.
thoughtful about the tours they do, the venues they're at. They're pretty like shrewd business people when it comes to their craft.
Good.
But I think part of it is the fact that they're out on the road all the time. Like they're road warriors still, even.
Yeah.
You'll just see like big Slackers tours that are like 20, 30 dates. Like
Mhm.
they'll just keep going.
Yeah.
And then they'll break off, they'll do their own thing, and they'll come together, write an album every 6 years now, and just keep going. So
Yeah.
good for them. Like
That's
before
rad.
this, I had never listened to the self-titled record.
Wow.
Yeah. This was like the first time that I don't know why, I just missed it completely. And it's awesome. I was like, what? Frick, they were doing good shit anytime.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that one's really, really good. That run till we cannot run song is like low key my favorite Slacker song. I love that song so much.
They're all just like, yeah, they're a band with very few misses.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah, they're all dudes.
100%.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
Got him.
Got him.
Tim's rocket ship to fame and pop stardom wasn't quite Vic's jam, as he wasn't much for the biz or industry, but the songs always meant something to him. So much so that the Slackers would cover which Rancid song that Vic also wrote. Was it A, Wrongful Suspicion, B, Time Bomb, the second best Rancid song, C, Old Friend, the best Rancid song,
That's so dumb.
D,
Is that what? No,
Life
that's not
Won't
what
Wait.
happened.
or
What
D,
Good
Life
time.
Won't Wait, a song Celine likes?
Okay, wait. Okay, D.
Is that your guess?
Okay, wait. Hold
Are
on.
you going to...
I can't remember. Did Old Friend win?
Yeah.
That's so insane. I'm still mad about that. That's so crazy. Celine D.
No,
Joey.
Joey.
Sorry, can I get the answers again?
No.
I caught what it was this
Don't try to. He's looking at your laptop.
Yeah.
throw one out. Throw one out.
the first
Okay.
one.
Yeah, it was the first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Okay, Wrongful Suspicion.
Yeah, I wanted to repeat it.
They
but I
called it
couldn't remember
the State House.
Yes.
was what
Because
they called
that's
it.
what I kept calling it accidentally, I believe.
And now that's what they call it. Was it on the last record or was it a standalone? I can't
I
remember.
think it was a standalone. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
single. Yeah.
It's good. I like the Rancid version better. But
Me too.
Yeah.
But it's very good. It's still
So to tie it all back, the Vic and Rancid collab would not be forgotten to time, as the Silencer song "Policeman" would be covered by which modern ska band? Was it A, We Are the Union,
Mm.
B, Catbite,
Want to,
C,
cat
The
bite.
Specials, or D, Cake?
So it's either Watu or Catbite.
it
Celine. Kappa.
Correct.
Oh,
Damn. All right. Nice.
I knew that. I clearly had that answer on lock.
All right. Who won, Joey?
Oh, Celine
Celine.
got that one.
Oh,
Yeah, nailed that
that's
one.
nice. I've been winning lately.
Yeah, you've been on a winning streak.
Celine got it. Brandie got one. Joey
got
got
one of
one.
them.
So there you
You
go.
win a box of Fun Dip. It's right there.
Congratulations.
All for me.
This I think I might post this interview that Matt, Vic, and Tim did on our Discord or on
It's pretty
Twitter.
insane.
It's bananas.
I'm
Like,
still processing it, actually. I stopped listening
Yeah.
to your questions because I was just hearing Victor in my head.
Victor.
Victor, is that you, Victor?
Hey Matt, my mom likes your bass. We need to do like a read through like a script
Oh yeah,
of that. Yeah.
that is not the worst idea I've ever heard. That is not the worst idea I've ever
Who
heard.
would you be?
Vic?
Yeah, I'm Matt.
Yeah, of course. You were Celine Matt.
So I was Celine Matt. Well, doesn't he sound like a Muppet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we do that a bunch?
Waka waka would do.
Skaka, skaka.
Skaka skadoo.
Fozzie Bear is 100% Ska Kid.
Oh,
For
100%.
sure.
For
Yeah,
sure.
with that tie and hat.
He's got a pork
Yeah.
pie, like
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
blown.
Him,
Fozzie is ska.
Scooter, also a ska fan, I think.
Sconzo.
Yeah, Sconzo for sure. Yeah, Sconzo is Scaldo in the pit that I never talked to.
Hey.
And now it's time to question the answers. We have a few questions here from the Discord. One that I don't want to ask you.
Okay.
Well, someone said, "What is your funniest joke?" I think that sucks.
Oh.
No,
So
we
I'm gonna
all
skip
know
that.
every comedian loves that.
I literally replied, "I don't want her to hate me."
Go listen to my album, babe.
Yeah.
And pick for
Hey.
yourself.
The
One
best
plug.
answer.
And pick
The-
one, yeah.
Yeah, and pick one.
Probably the first, maybe the
No.
last.
Yeah.
Second best joke first, best joke last. Who Chip asked, so I'm not throwing under the bus who actually asked that. He's a nice guy.
No, of
No,
course.
it's all right. No worries.
Chip asks, who are the top 3 all-time greatest slackers in fictional media?
That's a good
That's
question.
actually very good.
Great question.
Famous slackers. Best famous slackers.
Yeah.
I know Joey's
Spicoli.
answer.
Yeah.
Spicoli's got to be one of them for
Yeah.
sure.
The Slacker from the movie The Slacker.
Well, what is Spicoli?
Fast Time, right?
Yeah, Fast
Fast
Times.
Time.
Well, who's the guy I hate in Biodome?
Pauly
Pauly
Shore.
Shore.
Yeah.
The Weasel.
The
Yeah,
Weasel?
exactly.
I'm gonna say Garth from Wayne's
Nice.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
picking
Great
that's a good
slacker.
one. Yeah.
Great slacker.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick him over Wayne.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Wayne's-
Wayne put together that
Too
festival.
much ambition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wayne's
too much
ambitious.
ambition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garth.
Who's like top like lady slacker?
I was just thinking that. I was
I
thinking Anna
know.
Faris in the Weed movie. Smiley face? Smiley face? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Anna
pretty good
Faris
one.
and Smiley
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
But Aubrey Plaza in like most movies she's in.
Yeah. Parks and Rec, Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. God, who's
Yeah,
like
lady slackers. Non-binary slackers.
I don't know if we're there yet. They'll get
Yeah.
there.
Jane
maybe.
Lynch in Party Down, kind of.
Oh, Jane Lynch in Party Down.
She's she, her,
That's a
but
good
she was
one.
given Butch Andro energy.
That's true.
Actually, that's a good one.
Jane Lynch in Best in
throw-
Show. She was very, very
I
motivating.
throw that to the top of the list.
Yeah, Jane Lynch in Party Down.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Big Lebowski?
Ah, there we
Oh,
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The
slacking.
dude.
Yeah, the dude.
The
is
dude.
The dude is
slacking,
like,
for sure.
you know.
It really does illuminate that slacking is a dude thing. Like some ladies slack, but for the most part, it's got heavy dude energy.
I feel like I have slack energy, but I do also have like I know I do
Yeah,
too
I
much.
know.
I have my own
You do
business.
too
It's
much
fine.
all the
Yeah.
I know, all
Yeah.
the time.
I
Yeah.
But I
would
wanna
love
be a
to
slacker.
slack. Yeah.
I
think
know. I
Most
feel like
women
me
would
and
love
you
to. We would love to slack, but we just can't. You got to spin
can't.
your
The hustle
plate.
is
don't
real.
have the fucking option.
Yeah.
the hustle's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The slackers
I'm
are
slacker
a model
at
of
heart.
attainment.
I'm my happiest when I'm slacking.
You shoot to achieve slackness.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
Right.
to the
Speaking of
place
Chris
of
Murray.
slack.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
trying to make enough money and build an empire, a cat empire, so I could slack.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's the goal. I think it's like
Yeah.
just to. I mean, if you're like a maybe oh man, it's even a lot of work to like try to be a trophy wife. It's a lot of work to do that. Like women
You know
have
what?
to do
I
a
watched-
lot of work to like become.
I watched too many housewives and you get traded out for a younger one for the most part, or you have some
Yeah.
weird rich white people like you can
Mhm.
fuck around because I'm too tired to have sex with you.
Got it. Yeah,
It's too dark, man. Trophy wife is too hard.
yeah.
I don't know why
It
you're looking at
seems
me. I'm not
grim.
I'm
getting
looking
money.
right into your eye.
Joey, we know your plan. We've read your journals. We're not.
Great.
Stop making them on live journal.
LiveJournal got brought up way too much today. Was that the last episode we recorded? I can't
Yeah.
remember. Oh yeah, it was. Okay.
My live journal name was PNK Horn.
Oh,
Mm.
bringing it back to ska.
No big deal.
My old Nexopia was the new noise.
Oh yeah,
Not
that
bringing
makes
it
sense.
or horror peep show. Back to my Billy past. It was literally that was my
Horror Peep Show is
MySpace was
pretty
horror
decent.
peep show.
That's decent though.
That's decent.
That's decent. That's not
It's
bad.
not. It's
Very
not
Billy.
bad. That was my and then it was like red leopard print background,
Oh,
and then it
yeah.
was like your top 5 books, and I was like Clockwork Orange, Catch 22,
Those are probably my top books too.
and then it was
though.
like Bukowski, and now I'm like, that's not feminist at all. Like I like fucking Post Office by Bukowski. I'm so edgy and subversive. Everyone needs to know.
All right, next question. K-Moy, Kenny, he asks, the top 5 favorite boss tone song lyrically.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa.
wow.
Ooh.
If we want to throw a Dickie around right now, but
Uh,
I think
I love that one that's like, I hate vaccines.
yeah. The
They're
one-
not for me.
The RFK Jr. song that he wrote was God damn it.
man, he broke a lot of hearts.
He did.
I don't even think he realized what
He really did. I mean, I went out to a bar with my friend who is like a huge Boss Stones fan, who is a man from New England that does not show emotion, and watched him cry and shed a tear when the Boss Stones broke up. Because it's so fucking stupid. There's also just like there's no like professional concert film of like what they were too. It's just like what a fucking idiot.
The shows we did, or we saw them at Punk Rock Bowling, and
Yeah.
I saw them play Devil's Night Out top to bottom.
Ugh,
One of the
amazing.
best shows I ever saw. And Joe Gittleman was there, and Johnny Vegas. You get to see like
Yeah.
there's just like top level musicians,
Yeah.
and just have it all blown up because one guy's an idiot. The front guy
Yeah.
had to be the front guy.
The guy.
couldn't
The
just
guy's the
be
idiot.
like one of their
Yeah.
50 guitar players that they had rotating through. Like that would have been inconsequential to their whole business, right?
Yeah.
It had to be the
I
main
mean, I
guy.
do think about if I ever had to knock on wood because it makes me wonder if I had.
That's the best lyrically
Yeah.
Boss Tone song.
Yeah, do you have an answer? I like.
I mean,
literally can't think of
lyrically,
anything.
it's
Yeah, lyrically.
hard.
That's tough.
I like when
Yeah.
they throw like a few one-liners around. Like
Yeah.
Another Drinking Song is my favorite Boss Tone song by a mile. Graffiti Worth Reading is great. Noise Brigade. Hell of a Hat I like because they talk about a guy who's dressed really nice and they swear.
Yeah. Hope I never lose my
Lyricists,
wallet.
they
It's
are
my
not.
favorite.
I don't know.
No, they're
Yeah.
good. It's all like little one-liners, right? It's like
Yeah.
like turns of phrase. That's how they operate.
Yeah,
The
you're
Mitch
not. You're making
Hedbergs
me
of ska?
not.
Kinda.
Basically.
I was lying in my twin bed, wondering where my brother was.
Hep, pick it up.
That's my favorite joke of all time.
Is it?
I was
What's your
lying
favorite
in my
Mitch
twin
Hedberg?
bed, brother, my brother was.
That,
He's a famous slacker. R.I.P.
oh yeah,
Oh
Hey,
yeah. Yeah. Hard.
Totally.
that tree
Hardcore.
is very far away.
Hardcore slacker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That tree is very far.
That's my
away.
favorite
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg joke.
Um,
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
think of anything. But do you have a Boston lyric song? No.
Joey's not much for Boss Tones, I don't think.
No,
then
not much for
it's-
Boston.
no.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah. I love them a lot, but it's not how I don't think of them in terms of lyrics.
As lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have jokes on stage that are about ska? Do you throw
Oh.
that around?
Ska jokes.
I mean, a little bit here and there. Like if I'm like at fest or something, I'll kind of just
Right.
like reference it or whatever, but not.
Because you got the crowd there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I don't have to explain myself to you people.
Yeah, you should hear when I say I have a ska podcast to my hair clients. They're like, that's nice.
We don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what a podcast is or a ska is. So
Yeah, usually it's like people are like, you know, you wear a carabiner, are you a lesbian? And I'm like, no, I have been a punk since the 90s. That's what it actually is.
It's a convenient place to put my keys. Fuck
Yes.
you.
I like to skank, and that means my keys can't just be in my pocket, man.
No.
And you never know when it's going to happen, and you got to always be prepared.
Last question I have here is from Robert Bull. What's your favorite venue to work at and why?
Oh, for
Yeah,
comedy?
or in general.
Yeah. I mean,
What's your favorite venue to bartend?
Yeah. Rip tickets.
I mean, so I do a lot of like touring and like more I don't really like comedy clubs very much. I don't really play a lot of clubs. I'll play them, you know, if they ask, but most club owners are like older dudes who kind of like see me as like I'm like the daughter that doesn't come home for Thanksgiving. I remind them of that person in their life. So, and you know, they just like are very bad about like booking women and stuff like that. And people
You're a
of color in
triggering
general.
figure to them.
Yes. Especially, I used to dye my hair different colors all the time too.
I was like, yeah, blue-haired liberal. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know what you are, and you stop talking.
They don't
to
like
us.
me either. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
I do.
So I do a lot of like small like bars and like music venues and stuff like that. It's like much more my vibe and the stuff that the places I like to play more. Like in LA, I run like a show at this place called Permanent Records Roadhouse. That's like a vinyl shop that has like a music venue that also does comedy shows and stuff at it. And it's just got like checkered floors, low ceilings, like vinyl booths. It's just I want like a little bit like a touch of dive bar in my venue. I want a green room that's covered in stickers and writing all over the walls. If there isn't at least one dick drawn on the wall, are we even doing?
Am I
shows?
doing comedy? Yeah,
exactly.
This is where I want to see comedy.
Where's the humor? I see no dicks drawn.
Exactly. Like whatchamacallit? High Dive in Gainesville is like one of my favorite places. There used to be the basement of this VHS store in San Francisco called Lost Weekend was like one of the best venues in the entire country, and unfortunately we lost it during right before the pandemic.
Because like Meltdown or whatever was like a comic
book shop
comedy. Yeah, I like that vibe just in general.
It's nice, and it
nerds are nerds.
Yeah, it's
music
nerds
are nerds, comedy nerds are nerds. Yeah.
Well, and it's also like you want a venue. At least I want a venue that is more. I like them if they have like another way they're making money, because then they don't need to just bring in popular comics that'll just butts in seats, and they don't need to be slinging drinks and like pushing all that stuff. Like when an audience gets too drunk, it's like annoying. You don't want to be babysitting the entire time. So I mean, I like a place that's like a pizza parlor or like a vinyl shop, or you know, somewhere
a stay get doesn't want to go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I remember watching. Like we don't have a lot of venues like that. We have the Grindstone is newer, but that's probably the best place now. But
it's actually it's a comedy club, but it's like made by like local.
But it's an improv theater. It's an improv theater.
That's more the vibe.
It's cool.
We have two comedy clubs. We
like
have
the
Yuck
clubs
Yucks.
are terrible. Like the ones in the mall. Ugh.
Yeah, there's Yuck Yucks, which is in a casino, and then there's the other one that's in West Edmonton Mall.
The comic strip. So I'm sure you can imagine
those places are always rough. Yeah.
So if you come up with this, basically, you're either in our backyard or at the improv theater.
I mean, that's honestly the kind of places I do. Like if somebody can just like, it does. The thing about being a comic that's awesome is it's like it really doesn't take much to make a show work. Where it's like you got a couple $100, you got a few people, you got a source of electricity. We can make a show happen. I don't need anything really that crazy beyond that, just people that are interested in watching. And like Tig Notaro used to do backyard tours and stuff, and like
I love Tig.
Oh, she's the best.
Who doesn't?
It's awesome.
The funniest person in the entire world.
Yeah,
pretty close.
Yeah,
except for Brandie Posey.
Yeah, except for Brandie Posey.
Hey, thanks, babies.
But the Grindstone Theater, because we had like a really conservative politician that was like ahead of our province, and with the pandemic, like he wanted to come out of it too soon, and he was like, this is the best summer ever, and that was like his huge thing. So the Grindstone Theater people made like a sketch comedy show that was called like Hot Boy Summer.
And it was wild.
That's hilarious. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And it did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the weird fun venues. That's like what I'm down for.
That kind of venue. Yeah.
They also have a D&D improv thing.
Oh, where they throw the big dice.
Yeah, they
I've
throw a
seen
big
that.
dice, and
Yeah.
they basically like
Oh, yeah.
improv a D&D game at the show. It's pretty fun.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I think brings us to the end. So thanks, Brandie, for coming and joining us.
Yeah, thanks
what do
for
you have to
having me.
plug?
Yeah, podcast Lady to Lady comes out every Wednesday forever. And I just want to say, guys like our show too. We have a lot of male listeners. Just sometimes need to say that. And then I have a show if you live in New York or LA. It's called Picture This. That happens like once every month. And it's comedians paired up with animators, and they live animate your jokes during your set. So it's like watching your set become a cartoon in front of your eyes that you get to riff with, and it's really fun. We also live stream that show, and we get like we get like big artists, like Pendleton Ward's done it, and like Craig
Nice.
Bartlett, like the creator of like Hey Arnold, and like people that work on like BoJack, and like big awesome. If you're an animation fan at all, we've had awesome people on.
Sweet.
Yeah, I have an album called Opinion Cave that you can listen to wherever albums come out. I'm recording another one this year at some point. Yeah, and then
She's working. She's
I'm
busy.
baby's working. I
She's
use
booked and blessed.
yes, I use Bands in Town. If you use that to follow bands, you can follow me for comedy whenever I come to your area
Well, that's
on there.
fun.
Yeah, and then Brandazzle on all the social media shit. So
Brandazzle.
And
Brandazzle.
your Twitter account is fire. So
Aw,
everyone
thanks.
follow Brandie Posey, Brandazzle.
Yeah, I yell about Scott, local LA politics, and then a bunch of dumb bullshit in between. But yeah.
That's you just said mine, but mine's just local Edmonton politics.
Yeah.
I just do the bullshit.
Think local, fuck global. Isn't that
Yes.
what Gogol Bordello said? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to Checkered Past. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Checkered Past Pod, or send us an email at checkeredpastpod@gmail.com. Support the pod and get bonus content, including a full-length and unedited video of this episode. Sign up for our Checkerhead Patreon at patreon.com/checkeredpast. We also have merch available at checkeredpast.ca. This episode is edited and engineered by... No, you're not editing this one. My wife is. Arianne will be. But it's engineered by Joey. And to follow along with the bracket, head over to challenge.com/SlackBrack to see how the matchups are progressing. Next week, we will have the finals of SlackBrack with Stop the Presses.
Woo!
And until next time, I'm Rob.
Lord Sluggo.
Oh, yeah, right. Disco Rob.
Lord Sluggo.
Agent D.
No.
Agent Joe.
Oh
Agent
my
Joe.
god.
I fucked it up.
Failed. In the immortal words of the Slackers, when you hit your head, the axes will fall.